When people talk about the worst air-to-air missiles in War Thunder, this one is almost always agreed upon to be the worst. Before we dive into this video, I'd appreciate it if you guys hit the like button and subscribed. Only 11% of my current viewers are subscribed, and we're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Now, when we talk about early air-to-air missiles, a lot of them come into thought. The AIM-9B, the R3S, and then we get into radar missiles, and that's when things like the R3R and the AIM-7C start to be brought into conversation. In this video, we're going to be going over why the AIM-7C is considered the worst air-to-air missile in War Thunder and my thoughts about the missile. And I actually have a thought that I don't think a lot of people really think about, so stick around for my opinion. I think you might find it interesting, at least a little bit. Now, in War Thunder, the F-3H Demon is one of the best aircraft in my opinion for 9.0. I love this thing. I don't make a lot of videos about it, however, for one simple reason. It's really hard to make a video talking about the F-3H when you don't want to spend the entire video talking about the AIM-7C. Because when you make a video about the F-3H, everyone just complains about, the AIM-7, and it just is hard to enjoy an aircraft when it's, clouded by this one air-to-air missile. And actually talking about the AIM-7C, why so many people hate this missile makes sense, but I just don't fully understand it. The AIM-7C was introduced in real life in 1958. It was originally under the name, I believe, ANM-92 or whatever. It was a very different name at the time. It became the AIM-7C when the clarification was changed when it got upgrades in 1962. So for the first 4 years of service, it was not known as the AIM-7C. The AIM-7C, what makes it so bad is the slow early flight acceleration and the delayed turn initiation time, making it incredibly hard to use against maneuvering air-to-air targets, or air targets. However, at 9.0, you're still at a BR where there are plenty of bombers, or aircraft that are struggling to climb. I promise you, you get in a down tier, the amount of times I've shot down MiG-15s or other aircraft that are early jet fighters that just are not expecting an afterburning supersonic platform to be at the same BR as them, and they're still climbing and not paying any attention, you'd be surprised. Now, if I'm playing the F-3H, and obviously in this video I'm just using the AIM-7Cs to, it's a video about the AIM-7C, I normally only bring one and bring the 3 AIM-9Bs. I think the F-3H is a phenomenal aircraft. However, I'm not going to sit here and say the AIM-7C is fully usable. This is a missile that, in prime conditions, when you have a firing solution that should almost always guarantee a kill, I'd say it's successful only about 5 out of 10 times. And this is the thing about the missile, is any sort of movement, especially right when you first launch the missile, it's going to make the missile useless. And that's what makes it really hard to use against fighters. But it's not useless. And I want to know one thing, when we're talking about what is the worst missile in War Thunder, it's a really hard thing to talk about because it fully depends on the player. Because honestly, here's the thing, anything is usable as a munition, as an air-to-air missile. If you think about it, I mean, a Zuni rocket with the timed fuse is, essentially an unguided air-to-air missile. And any player can make something, work for whatever purpose. I mean, I could take the Yasser rocket on the F-14 Iranian Tomcat and get kills with it. Absolutely. I'm not going to say it's better than the Falcor 90, because it's just not. That's just not how that works. But it doesn't mean it's useless. And that's the thing that I, get really careful about when I'm talking about videos, especially videos like this, is there's a player out there that probably loves the AIM-7C. I don't hate the missile. I actually, like I said before, I think it's a very usable missile, especially given your BR. Now, when there's comparisons and people are comparing it to the R3R, or they're comparing it to using it against things like a MiG-21, or a maneuvering fighting aircraft, you're not going to get a kill using this thing against a fighter jet at, 6 miles, closing on you and then doing defensive maneuvers. It's not ever going to happen. You're not going to get a kill with it. But using this thing against a, Tu-95 that's paying no attention, or a jet that's AFK climbing, which happens a lot more than you think, it's absolutely usable. And I honestly think it's worth bringing at least one. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are completely on the AIM-7C. Do you hate this missile? Do you despise it like the most of the player base? Do you think it's the worst missile in the game? Or do you think it's actually somewhat usable? I want to have honest thoughts, though. I don't want people to just say, oh, yeah, it's, you know, the worst missile in the game, because let's be honest. It very well, you know, stat-wise and actual usability-wise, it might be. But for other players, it could very easily be their favorite missile, and I can understand that too. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. Please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.